Hello! Hi! I'm back. Finally, it's been a while. So, last week was Trailer Guide on. That was brilliant. What a good trailer. We're going to talk about that a lot in a minute. However, I stayed up super late to do an hour on the Dusty Wheel talking about the trailer, and apparently, much like your first time channeling the One Power, you get a bit sick after that. So I've been down with stinking cold for a few days. So here, after some credits, is my much delayed Season 3 trailer breakdown. Let's go. So, I know it won't be a proper reaction because I've watched this trailer dozens of times, and most of you have as well. Let's be honest, we've all watched it a lot. That's why you're here, though. You want to see it again. So we're going to watch it again because I feel we should watch it together, and then we'll start going through and finding the bits that are my favourite bits and the bits that I'm the most excited about. There are so many people talking about this, and rightly so, because it's brilliant. But so much has been said already that I'm not going to go and try and find anything particularly new. Who knows? Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But I'm going to talk about the bits that I'm most excited for from this series and what I think they've done well and what I'm looking forward to seeing even more of. So, shall we go? Hang on a second. Right, here we go. This bit's interesting. It's all interesting. I'm just going to sit quietly for a minute.
Sweeping us along against our control. We cannot stand behind these walls.
But it's so pretty, isn't it?
Tower is destroying itself from the inside out.
If the White Tower does not bend the knee to round
Paving slabs.
he will lose the last battle.
Look at him go.
They'll just come for Randy. They'll come for all of us.
We're going to the last place anyone would ever look for me.
Yes, you are. But not there.
Belong here.
Our people have been waiting for the Karakarn's arrival. Do you think it might be you?
Each step forward is a step backwards through time.
Do you love her?
Edge is so good.
In every future where I lived, Rand dies. And the only way he lives
Really?
is if I don't. We don't win battles with politics and prophecies. We win with armies.
Get ready! Archers! Loose!
Every time.
Make them believe in you. And they will follow you to the ends of the earth.
This is what I was born to do.
Yes, it was. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that bit later. So, let's bring that all the way back here. There we go. So, I mean, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I can't fault the look of it at all. It's just like even the Isle Waste, which is really full of nothing, is beautiful nothingness. They've chosen the locations well. They've dressed whatever set especially well, and I'm just amazed. So we'll pop through, and I'll dwell on some bits, but I won't dwell on them all. I'll just the bits that I think really capture my interest are going to be the way forward here. So yeah, let's just start again and take a look at this. So, I mean, that, by the way, before it vanishes, I don't know if we've got a little bit more. No, we don't. Let's go back and get the last bit. It is a wonderful, almost Lord of the Rings reference. I know they never went trekking over a desert, but silhouetted against the top of a hill. It's like, if you're doing high fantasy, since Peter Jackson did those films, you kind of need a gratuitous walking shot, and this one's great. So this feels like maybe Egwene's the accepted test, and this looks like a Rand who is unable to stop channeling, I think. Long-haired Rand. Josha of many wigs in this trailer. But like, the boy looks lost, doesn't he? And it's been one of the many, many sad things about Egwene's test, I think, personally. The next bit, though, the glorious shredding. Oh no. Apologies. A brief Moiraine, and then a glorious shredding. There we go.
Sweeping us along against our control.
So, like, firstly, there's a good look at some Black Sisters there. The Black Asia finally revealed. And that saw blade of air between her hands there is just terrifying. It is an absolutely brutal device. And yeah, Rafe was not wrong when it was just people shredding each other at the start of the show. Just look at this. So, we'll go back briefly here, actually, because lying on the floor there, I feel, is the second half of this. So, I don't know if my mouse does not track across there. That's really annoying. There it is. Got it. So, here is half an Aes Sedai, cut off there. And over here are the legs. So, my guess is that piece of air that was formed into a saw-like disc has just done that to that poor sister over there, which is devastating. You can see a bit here as well. There's blood on the steps. If you to watch this on the Amazon site, you get a much clearer cut of all of this. It's just got a nicer render or a higher bit rate or something, but it's not so easy to navigate like YouTube, so we're sticking with YouTube for this one. But this whole scene, I can't wait to see in full. I can't wait to see how it goes down and how it's revealed. I think it was that Joya who'd was making that disc. Grey Sister. Just this like insane, almost anime style scene with everything going everywhere. This ball of fire in the middle that resolves into Leandrin bound in air, sort of floating above it all. I just remember the first episode and how calm Moiraine and Lan were working together to decimate the Trollocs that were attacking Emond's Field. And now look at this. This isn't calm, this isn't planned, this isn't balletic in the movements like those two had. This is pure chaos. No one expected this, no one was prepared for this. The whole thing is insane. But throughout all of it, I mean, look at that. Sorry, just stepping out there. That if that isn't just like some wonderful, wonderful moment of anime or of a computer game almost, where someone is just striding through the air like a big bad boss, just dealing with any fire that comes their way. It's absolute mayhem. And the weaves, look at the weaves. As they've got better with each series, the third series weaves and the flows of the power look just stunning. People flying out here. Now, interestingly, we see this wall, though, There are on the floor here 1 body and 2 bodies already, so I don't know whether or not we've just not seen the whole explosion here, but likely warders waiting outside the hall, getting absolutely blasted from the events within. City in the rain. Now, I said this at the start of the season 2 trailer. They really stepped it up from season 1. Season 1 had teething troubles, we know all about them, and yet on a rewatch it's still brilliant because it plays with the unreliable narrator, and it really toys, especially with people who know the story. It toys with them and makes them think you're going to change things, and then doesn't at the end. It's great. But graphically, just every series, again, it gets better. The minute details, like if you just look along the top of that wall there, the absolute gorgeous details of all the little Ogier wrought designs and stuff. The whole city has been beautifully brought to life. Even in the rain, it looks gorgeous.
We cannot stand behind.
Now this, I know you got a lot of people saying, is this the Age of Legends? And it's a tough one, because you could imagine it being the Hall of the Tower, except it doesn't necessarily feel quite as bright as the hall, although it does have the similar stained glass windows, got the similar logo throughout the hall. But are the people, is this meant to be a misdirection? Is this more Age of Legends? Is this perhaps a scene just as the breaking has started, perhaps? We'll never know until we see it, but I really can't make my mind up here. I know it's very impressive, but it's also very stone and wrought in stone, and currently I'm feeling like the Age of Legends is, oddly enough, a little bit more concrete in places, but I guess we'll see how it goes. It could be either for me. It could be Tower, and they could be Red and Yellow Sisters, or it could be the Age of Legends, and they could just be either Inhabitants or Age of Legends Aes Sedai. It's hard to tell with the quality of this picture whether or not they're all women, or whether there's a mix of men in there as well, which would probably give things away a little more.
These walls and pretend we still have
But that was very much the hall, and that is very much Leandrin.
control.
Yes, this march. See there looks to be in Tar Valon, not allowed in the tower, banished from the tower in a change to the books, because she never returns anyway, so that's fine. But given that we've just seen a big old boom in the hall of the tower, that surely has got to be Moiraine and Lan looking up with extreme concern that something has gone very, very wrong in the tower, and she's unable to go and look at it. Very, very, very angry Egwene. Again, looking like perhaps it's accepted test time. Now, this is the only time we see Alana with 2 warders, and it's the only time I think we see her without mourning makeup on, so it's not looking good for one of them, and since one of them is in the rest of the trailer, I think we know which one.
If the White Tower does not bend the...
This is what is now affectionately known as the Love Shack, which plays a song in my head every single time. Damn you.
Need to Randall Thor.
Spears.
He will lose the last battle.
Oh, but the 2 rivers. Now, I'm so excited for them to do this well. And I hope they do. Now, this one, there are white cloaks helping here, so we are pretty late in the day probably. There's a mix of humans and Trollocs, so dark friends, or at least Fane's friends, and many Trollocs. Look at his armour. Now, people have said he makes this, and it's entirely possible he does, because he deserves a good set of armour. But if he's not making the armour, I at least want him to make himself a proper badass axe. But dual wielding here as well with the axe and hammer is very, very cool.
There's not enough air in the world to...
Go back a second. Everybody wants to know who this is, and I'm fairly certain this is just the artist we saw from the little clip of Matt, but I like to think that this is Moradin, just getting in there, mucking about, causing trouble from the off. But it's not. We know it's not.
Deal with this.
So, do we think this is the White Towers dungeons, perhaps, and that not all of these Black Sisters A survived or B escaped, and that this one will be Joya who had the Disc of Air, because in the books, in the Stone of Tyr, which we are not going to this series by the looks, then you get Elaine and Egwene trying to interrogate the captured Black Asia sisters, and I think that maybe we'll see something similar, but we'll see it in the tower, which also, because Elida's coming back, plays in potentially to the whole plot that's going to build with Elida's coup over Swan Sanche. And so there'll be more people to see these apprentices going to interrogate the Dark Friend sisters, and such more people to complain to when a senior Red sister comes back that things aren't being done properly. And so I feel that's where we are here. I feel this is deep in the basement of the tower. Now again, they're coming quick and fast, aren't they here? This is Lanfear. Obviously this is Lanfear, but Lanfear who looks scared. Who is Lanfear scared of right now? Ishamael is dead. And so what is going on here to worry Lanfear? This I'm intrigued by, but all I know is that there is a flash of red dress and yellow dress. It's very, very brief. There's your red, and the yellow is off on our left. There. So I'm not entirely sure where that is. The person to the side and the people in here, I mean, it could be Aiel, but... and it could be one of Rand's step back in time, but I'm not sure which one. But the fact that it's someone in red suggests to me that that might be Leandrin. Possibly arriving in Tanchico. Meeting some more co-conspirators.
They'll come for all of us.
Oh, yeah. So Lesbian Nerdy pointed this out. But why are Magidian's fingers black? Yeah, there. All that weaving of web, maybe it's something, or maybe it's a Terangriel or something like that. I don't know, but it's not nice. But then Magidian's very creepy. And I cannot wait for this encounter. This was just such a cool moment in the books. Oh, I can wait for this encounter though, because all of Perrin's family love the apple blossoms, and I don't know where we're going with that. I don't know if we're going to include Perrin's family in this. I don't know if we're going to include just Layla. I still don't know if Layla was a dark friend or not. Now, I still think Layla was about to hit him with the axe, but maybe that's just me trying to find an excuse for a scene that I'd rather not have happened in the first place. Like if he'd accidentally killed Harold Luhan, his master surrogate father almost, and the person to which he was apprenticed, maybe I would have been better prepared for him to have this angst-ridden journey that he needed to have, rather than just killing off a wife we'd only just met. However, that said, this is a heartbreaking moment in Perrin's journey, and is part of what turns him into such a good leader, in order to save the Two Rivers and Emmons Field from the Trolloc attack. So yeah, I don't want to watch it, but I know it will be good.
We're going to the last place anyone would ever look.
Loyal's prosthetics have stepped up this year, I feel. He's looking absolutely superb this time.
For me.
And this has been said several times, but that is Rand and Egwene's rock. It is not Rand and Lanfear's. This is not a Randfear rock. Can't even speak today. But I do feel that this gives rise, because it's probably in the world of dreams at this point, this gives rise to Edwin being a little bit upset with him later in the trailer.
You do not belong here.
There we go. This is the world of dreams. And this is not Ami's, this is Bear, because they've merged the two characters, because time, money, apparently, and they'd already cast Bear. But still, this is an important journey for her to be on, and I'm very excited for it. This, on the other hand, is not an important... Well, it is an important journey, but it's not something that anyone wants to relive, is it? No. This is a horrible scene. And that is nasty.
Our people have been waiting for the Karakarn's arrival. Do you think it might be you?
So here, I really like the tattoo on the arm. I love that it looks like it's textured, like it is actually gold, and it's not just an image just wrapping around. It looks like it's got texture and scales. Is very impressive. What I also like is that Avienda is ripping him for just potentially being the Dragon Reborn, making it absolutely plainly clear that she's not impressed with that whatsoever. That is absolutely on point for Avienda at this moment.
Each step forward is a step.
Multiple feet for one person's feet, but each step forward is a step into the past. This is where I get super excited, because this is what this book is all about. This is dead exciting for me. This is our only true glimpse into the past of the world, really, and with more of a reliable narrator, in that we actually see it through someone's eyes, if not the same person, but the same family line's eyes, all the way back to before the breaking. And that is... It's explained beautifully, but it's visually so freeing for the development team to actually go and create something for us here, because we don't see it often. They've already done a little bit of wonderful work with Paradisen and the chats between the Tamrilin and the Dragon Reborn, and so this is a chance to really get to know the time that's gone before.
Backwards through time.
Sweat tent, different feet. Oh, now hang on. Because what I haven't noticed before here, firstly, the steps is great. So stepping back through time, stepping between the columns, and next step. Oh, now we are beautifully as far back as possible at this point. I think as far back as the visions will allow. Now in the books, Rand takes 9 steps and has 9 visions. I don't know if they've got time to do all 9 in this. Maybe we'll get 4 or 5, but we certainly need this one. This one is full Age of Legends. Look at those boots. You buy them from Clark's today. Absolutely up to date. That's lovely concrete. And this looks, other than the little Cora tree there, which is adorable, this looks very much like a modern world structure. And the thing I hadn't noticed before is the way he quickly flashes his head back and there's the sound of a crunch. Now, I haven't noticed this before now, actually. It might just be the trailer, but watch, it happens at the moment he flips his head. Yeah, then, and he flips. Now, given that I think that is the final vision, and therefore this is going to be at Columdam, the university, is that the moment, that sound, the moment that the bore is drilled, and the beautiful spherical floating laboratory starts to crumble and hit the ground, because that's going to be a gorgeous sign. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful thing to see. And I hadn't even noticed. I thought he maybe was walking towards it and it would pan round and we would see it up above him, but the way he flashes back like that over his shoulder suggests to me that it's behind him and he's going to turn and run. We'll find out though, obviously. Now this is I think what I was referring to earlier.
Do you love her?
Oh no, yeah, here we are. Do you love her? So is that as a result of her seeing the two of them on the rock, maybe? Now this is better than I had imagined. In my head, I always imagined the glass columns to be like a, I don't know, room scale thing. God knows why, you know, like those bubble tubes you get that have got lights and bubbles going up and water in and stuff. I imagine just sort of walking among some of them, but really, that's a really crappy, limited piece of imagination on my part, and I should be ashamed of myself. These tree trunk style columns that actually remind me more of the Pillars of Nosgoth from the Soul Reaver games and the Legacy of Kain games are wonderful. They look mystical, they look magical. The mist of Ruidian is there. There is a shadow of a person up ahead who is on their journey and most likely unable to complete their journey, and I just think it's perfect. I can't wait to see this scene. It's a very parched Moiraine. The rings as well. We're getting to the rings now. This looks like Avienda's boots.
Seeing the rings.
See, just look at this. It's gorgeous. It is very cleverly done. Again, visualizing these things is really hard at times in the book, but the people who have taken that description and turned it into this, it's thank you very much. I'm so happy you've done that. It looks truly, truly good. So yeah, more of it, please. Now this bit, it's beautifully shot. I'm not quite sure how they've done it. Technical wizardry.
In every future where I live.
Quickly though, this is a gorgeous nod to the front cover of New Spring, which I think is very nice. And again, just really well done. Different versions.
And the only way
Amyrlin.
is if I don't.
Yeah. Many deaths. So of all those many deaths, is one of them actually going to be the one that happens in the series, and is it the one in the desert? Quite possibly. But this, quickly, is our first proper look at Andor. Finally. Skipped it out of Season 2 and Season 1. But it is excellent. And it's excellent for a number of reasons. In this shot are babies here and here with Nurse Linny, either the brothers or depending on how they're aging them. If the brothers are both older, then that's the brothers. If not, then the younger one is likely to be Elaine. But also we get to see the Lion Throne, and we've lost it now, but the Lion Throne is beautiful in that it is, let me just go back, there we go. Because I'm a man and, you know, only think of such things as a man would because I'm stupid, I always imagined it just having a big mane, because that's how you imagine lions. But they're not the most effective. They're the lazy lions. The lady lions are the one who do all the hard work, and Andor only ever has a queen. So of course the Lion Throne of Andor has got lionesses, and it's perfect. It is really, really good. What is ever so slightly terrifying is the four women to on either side of the throne who look like they've fallen out of The Handmaid's Tale and landed in Andor of 20 years ago. But it is good to see, and I'm impressed with that decision. That is a very clever piece of prop design.
You don't win battles with politics and prophecies.
You don't. The brothers, and they both look like dickheads, so that's fine. Both perfectly and eminently hateable, which is what I would want from the brothers, I feel.
We win.
Again, he looks mean, he looks comfortable, he looks born to wear the armour. And again, he's going to have that internal strife of how violence is a part of his life, but would that he could, he would be a pacifist, except that he can't, because he can't protect the people he loves. And we're going to see more of that, but right now let's revel in the fact that he's an absolute master, and let's revel in the fact that that armour looks 10 times nicer than any of the armour we've seen in the Rings of Power so far. Not to say that it isn't a great series, it's getting better. I just think that the prop team in the Wheel of Time, again, 2 chef's kisses in one video, absolutely gorgeous work.
With armies.
Masking. Taylor Napier getting an excellent role in this series. Look at that. That's Avienda wielding, creating a spear out of fire. and a second one out of air, and this is another vision of the past.
Make them believe in you.
And I'm not quite sure which part of that this is. Now, talking on the Dusty Wheel about this, originally people were suggesting that this is looking up at the explosion above Column Dam, but I think this is the vision before. I think this is the 100 or so years later, the great-grandson of that person, and this is the seed singing in the fields. And this is the moment in the histories where the war is over. And everyone celebrates because word has come that Lews-Therin and his 100 companions have made a strike at Shale Gull and have sealed the door to the Dark One. So everybody celebrates. There is a flying car. There is the Green Man, one of the Nym. There are Ogier. There are soldiers with shock lancers in this scene, and this character is marvelling at those. And I feel, finding out that the war is over, having never known a world without war. Now, the issue there, obviously, is that at this point, nobody knew whatsoever that the Dark One's backlash would taint Sidon. And so, this is a scene that I feel that if they're smart, because it took a while for them to realise what was happening. It wasn't instant. It was, they were not with. They were all the people who went instantly insane were at Shale Gull. However, here, I feel it would be very impressive to have a victory declared. Everyone be very happy, and then for the repercussions of that victory to come true, and for us to see the sheer devastation caused by an insane male channeler. If they're clever, they could even tie in the Aiel trying to sing at this point, but I'd like to see that maybe a little bit later anyway, in another vision perhaps, the one in Paradisen where all the people are trying to leave. We will see how it goes with that. There are certain bits I really want to see, but I feel here, you'll notice in the background as well, I'd only just noticed this previously, but all of those people and or creatures in the background are legging it. They are running from something. They weren't running previously, they were all happily reaping the corn, and so now they're running. So something bad I feel has happened, or they're all running for joy and something bad's about to happen. And here we have not Lanfear, Mierin, mostly good, jealous though, very jealous, and wearing all white. So again, change of costume for the Age of Legends, this I feel. So, and probably again very close to the well, it is going to be the final vision, the whether it's the 9th or what, and it looks like the building behind looks like it's wonderfully curved anyway, so I feel that we're going to see the drilling of the bore, if not directly, certainly the aftermath of it. So 2 good bits there. Firstly, Nynaeve and Lan get time for a kiss, which is great. Secondly, we have Rand and Elaine with her hair down having a bit of a chat, which is the start of their relationship, which is good because again this is a thing that happens in Tyr and it's good that it gets to happen here. And then the next bit, which is interesting, I haven't really paid attention to, is what appears to be Loyal, Perrin, Bane and Chayad coming back to the 2 rivers, which is good. Because I hadn't seen this one before, I hadn't noticed it. But again, no Gaul, poor Gaul. I do feel that Gaul probably was the ailment in the cage in Series 1, which is a shame. But, these things happen. But so, yeah, interesting to see that they're coming over the mountains like this, which to me suggests Waygate, maybe? We'll have to see how it goes. Lots of unhappy people. I mean, that one there is very clearly the loss of a warder. That's fail. Upset.
This is what I was born
Yes, you were. And one more shot of the bubble of evil. Now, I managed to get a really good quality picture because we were always wondering who was the person on the bed down there. And it is very, very hard to see. Absolutely hard to see who it is. But if you use the video on the Amazon site and you take a very quick screen cap as it's playing and you put it through Photoshop and you brighten the whole thing, and then you go and put that on Blue Sky, nerdtheorists.bsky.social if you want to go find it yourselves, then you can see that looks an awful lot like Elaine in the bed and not Berlane. And maybe Bear Elaine, but not Berlane. And so that mystery will be solved, and relatively early on, I'm sure. But for now, I'm reasonably confident it's Elaine who's getting threatened on the bed there. But nice taint as well. There we go. That's it. So there we are. There we go. Thank you for sitting through half an hour or so of that with me. I've been wanting to just sit and chat my own thoughts all the way through it, and it's just... I mean, this is not going to go out probably until Wednesday of this week, so there'll be more What Wednesday content coming your way very soon. But in the meantime, I'm really glad that this trailer came out and that it shows what it did. What interestingly is not in the trailer is much at all of Tanchico. So they're saving that. I would expect as either a second teaser, maybe a clip, because I think last time we got the teaser, we got the main trailer, and then we got some clips. And maybe we'll do the same. Maybe it'll be a clip that shows a scene from Tanchico, but we've not got much of that yet. Other things of note, was on the same day a picture of all the cast between the glass columns. We'll go to Matt, because Matt's the most important absent person from this trailer, and in the widescreen version of the picture with all the glass columns and all of the cast, you saw Matt with a fox head medallion around his neck and also one glass column over his eyes, so half the light of the world being obscured. So there's a lot that we still need to know about. How does Matt get a fox head medallion? Is it as simple as they get to the archive in Tanchico and pick it up? Or does he fall through a redstone doorway? I would like to see snakes and foxes, please. But regardless of that, it's a great start. And I've said it 3 or 4 times now. I don't know how they're fitting it all into 8 episodes. They're focusing mostly on one book, which is a smart move, because this is the book you want to focus on. This book is just as good as it gets. And so, yeah, great stuff. I hope you'll leave me a like and a subscribe, because I love this. We do a lot on this channel. It's all nerdy stuff. A lot of it's Dungeons and Dragons and Warhammer, but when Wheel of Time comes around, that is what I focus on, because it is my true literary love. There are many other things that I adore, but this book series and this TV show mean an awful lot to me. So stick around, subscribe to the channel, stick with me, and until the next video, take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.